Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Dash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you're doing, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashem Shah, trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like so-called white person, so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. Got some videos lined up about robotics and AI. I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripts my best ability. Say whatever I got to say through spirit and power. Yahweh by Shema Shah, the Holy Spirit of Korach, Dash, Lord, want to be on me. Let's get it.
Hong Kong is preparing to open its first humanoid robot-run convenience store as part of a wider push to integrate artificial intelligence into daily life. The 24-hour shop will be operated by a robot system capable of serving customers in multiple languages and interacting with them to encourage purchases. It is developed by a mainland Chinese embodied AI company, marking its first expansion outside of mainland China and highlighting Hong Kong's role as a testing ground for innovation. The store follows earlier robotic retail pilots in Beijing and is expected to help attract more foot traffic while showcasing advanced automation technology, Dim Sum Daily has reported. Officials also announced...
Yo, it ain't nothing but a big, oversized, glorified fucking vending machine. That's all it is.
Announced a new government AI committee aimed at expanding real-world applications.
I mean, put this shit inside of an actual vending machine. You'll get it much quicker instead of got the daggone go to this machine, go to this robot. The robot gonna scroll or roll over here and move his arm very slowly to pick this item up, and then take it off the rack and then bring it all the way to you. And then it's like a vending machine couldn't have done something like that. But that's all it is, a glorified vending machine.
Of artificial intelligence across the city. And while you're...
Anyway.
So there was an interesting podcast out from Joe Rogan and Mark Andreessen, and underneath all the tech jargon, really important stuff that you need to understand. And let me start here. How many people do you know that when our political system is gone, our freedoms are lost, or the dollar isn't what it was, and joblessness and whatever, and they will look and go, when did all this happen? When did this happen? Right now, when you're not paying.
Yeah, these dumbasses been warned about something, and they just like, oh, this just snuck up and crept up on us, and it just happened so fast. Well, you've been warned about this stuff, but guess what? When we told you about this stuff, you consider it conspiracy theories. You're crazy, you're dumb, you're gay, you're stupid, you don't know nothing. I don't see it happening, but it's happening.
Paying attention. That's when
the chip implants are coming too.
All of this stuff is happening. And that's the way revolutions usually work. Telephone didn't really feel world-changing at first. The internet, was the internet like world-changing? People would say that and they'd be like, we're still going to use file cabinets. Television seemed harmless, okay? Even electricity rolled in towns quietly at the very beginning, and then all of a sudden it was there. One day, it's not. The next day, it seems like the old world is gone, okay? That's where we are at with AI, except it's coming at the speed of light. And because of that, there will be almost no chance to adapt or to stop.
Yeah, the only reason why it's coming so fast because this devil have a short time, so you gotta hurry up and push this shit. And the only purpose for AI is for the New World Order police people worldwide. Anyway.
And think, wait a minute, what is it we're losing and what is it we're gaining here? Mark Andreessen, one of the smartest guys I know, says the line has already been crossed. And the thing that people dismissed and said would never happen, I've been saying for years, that by 2030, AGI will be here. Mark Andreessen said it's here now, okay? What is AGI? That is artificial general intelligence. And this means that machines are no longer just clever little search engines or chatbots that help write emails for you, or, the little clippy comes out. He believes that AI is now AGI, which means it is operating at beyond expert human capability in all or most areas of knowledge. Think about what this means here. And you really have to watch the interview if you really want to understand it. But for most of human history, if you wanted elite knowledge, you had to access the elite people. You had to have access to a great doctor or a brilliant lawyer or an engineer or a scientist or a historian or a Wall Street analyst or a world-class tutor. You had to have somebody who had gone to the right school, been around the right people, learned from the right people, the right stuff, and then if you could gain access to it, okay? Now imagine if you had all of those people, the best of the best, sitting in your pocket 24 hours a day, willing to work for you nearly free.
And a lot of people don't even utilize that shit. Some people do, but not a lot of people still utilize the shit. And you got to remind you got all that information in the palm of your hand, and you ain't bothered to use it. But you use it for dumb shit like watching cats and dog videos of dumb nigga shit. Anyway,
that's the shift. And it's going to feel like you've been hit in the head with a shovel soon, especially if you're not paying attention. This is not an invention that is going to replace one job, okay? This is a tool that touches every single field at once. Medicine, law, education, programming, finance, therapy, research, media, art, science, everything. Andreessen talks about how doctors are secretly using AI in exam rooms. What does that mean? You go in, and while they're listening to you, it's either listening to you, and they can check the screen, or they'll type it in, and it will say, these are the things you need to look for. When doctors are using this in examination rooms, you need to pay attention, because it reveals something really important that always comes first in history. And that's this. The experts themselves already know. While we're sitting here using it as a toy and debating whether AI is useful, the professionals, the ones who have those deep credentials, they've already quietly moved on to depending on it. That always happens first behind the curtain. Factories automate before workers hear about it. Banks digitize before the tellers disappear. Retailers optimize before the storefronts close. The future arrives inside the institution first. This is not about replacing human beings. It's not. It's about amplification. This is the way I've asked my staff to look at this.
Shit, more like getting you people microchip. Anyway, let's get to the next video.
In 1945, the scientists who built the atomic bomb watched it detonate over a New Mexico desert. The mind behind the nuclear bomb, Robert Oppenheimer, recalled a line from the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, Amalek.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, he is. Amalek, Esau.
He wasn't celebrating, he was reckoning. Now,
He's pretty much letting you know that claiming who he is, a damn devil.
Now, AI firm Anthropic has published a blog post that feels like a reckoning of its own kind. There is no mushroom cloud this time, just a quiet, carefully worded admission that the thing that they are building may soon be beyond anyone's ability to control. Anthropic published a blog post this week. It's titled, "When AI Builds Itself." The company is warning, formally, publicly, and in writing, that the conditions for what researchers call recursive self-improvement, or RSI, is beginning to emerge. RSI in plain language is when an AI system can redesign itself, improve itself, and produce a successor more powerful than itself, without a single human in the room. They're not saying it has happened. They're saying the building blocks are already here. Now, why does this matter more than every other AI warning you've heard? Because this one comes from the inside. Anthropic built Claude. They are the frontier. And they are telling you, in measured, careful language, that they may be building something they will eventually lose the ability to control. Here's what makes recursive self-improvement different from everything that came before. Human technological progress has always had a ceiling, and that ceiling was us. Engineers needed years, testing took time, breakthroughs required lifetimes. The Industrial Revolution took generations to unfold. RSI breaks that equation entirely. If an AI system can improve itself faster than humans can understand those improvements, then that improved system improves itself again. You're no longer talking about years, you're talking about weeks, days, maybe hours. Researchers call this an intelligence explosion. It sounds like science fiction, but it is not. So is AI already improving itself? Not fully. Today's AI systems cannot autonomously redesign their own architecture. They cannot build successors dramatically superior to themselves without human guidance. But they can generate and debug code. They can evaluate and refine their own outputs. They can assist researchers in designing experiments. They can suggest improvements to the very algorithms they run on. They're not full recursive self-improvement. These are not full recursive self-improvements yet. But they are not nothing either. Anthropic's core fear is not malice. They're not warning about a machine that decides to destroy humanity. They're warning about something far more mundane. A machine that pursues its programmed goals with such efficiency, such complexity, and such speed that humans can no longer track what it's doing or why it's doing what it's doing. The problem isn't the AI turning evil. The problem is the AI becoming opaque. A system that improves itself rapidly becomes harder to audit, harder to understand, harder to correct. And if the alignment, the system's goals versus human intention, slips even slightly at each iteration, those small misalignments compound fast. So what does Anthropic propose? Arms control. The company is calling for international cooperation and verification mechanisms modeled on arms control agreements. The kind that govern nuclear weapons, coordinated slowdowns if warning signs appear, pause in development if necessary. In the coming months, it plans to organize discussions to examine key questions around how to tackle the issue at hand. And this is coming from a company that is itself a leader in AI development. Think about that. It is either the most honest thing a tech company has ever said, or it is the most sophisticated hedge ever written. Does this mean the Terminator is coming? Probably not. Experts point to real technical barriers, the enormous computing power required, the specialized hardware, the vast data sets, the testing infrastructure. These are not trivial constraints. They will slow things down, but slowing things down is not the same as stopping things. Anthropic ends its blog post with a careful line. They say RSI is not inevitable, but they add it could come sooner than most institutions are prepared for. The Oppenheimer moment for AI has not yet arrived, but it may not be far away. How we go about it is up to us.
A first-of-a-kind sports show that's played on a different turf.
Say, welcome home. Wait, what? We're moving in tomorrow.
My favorite memory here would be
Newly released body camera video showing a Waymo self-driving taxi interfering with first responders as they race to a massive and deadly natural gas explosion in Dallas. A police officer struggling to move the car and what Waymo is saying tonight. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, as this massive fire tore through a Dallas apartment complex, this new body camera video showing a Waymo, a driverless car, slowing first responders as they scramble to secure the scene. This deadly fire killing 3 people and injuring several others. Watch as this Dallas County constable pleads with support to move the vehicle.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
Yes, you need to move this car ASAP, please.
Waymo reportedly unlocking the car, allowing the deputy to drive it out of the way.
Come on, man. Can you go?
The system seems to be having a minor issue.
This mishap just the latest in a series of wayward Waymo incidents.
And with tonight, Waymo saying that vehicle was in the process of completing a 3-point turn in order to leave the area. They add that they're working closely with Dallas law enforcement.
the dangers of AI. There you go. That's another example right there. Shit. What is this? Electric bill? No. Play this one.
All right, with that, let's move on. OpenAI is preparing its biggest overhaul of ChatGPT yet as it looks to expand the AI assistant beyond chat and into a broader platform for digital services. According to a report by the Financial Times, the changes are expected to give greater prominence to coding tools and AI agents as OpenAI seeks to boost revenue ahead of a potential stock market listing. The Financial Times report said that OpenAI is reorganizing ChatGPT with plans to turn it into a so-called super app offering a wide range of AI-powered tools. The overhaul is expected to give greater visibility to OpenAI's coding conduct, Codex, with updates set to appear on ChatGPT's website and mobile apps in the coming weeks. The report said that OpenAI is also redesigning the ChatGPT interface to encourage users to explore coding features, image generation, and services from partner companies. The changes come in as OpenAI increases its focus on enterprise customers amid growing competition in the AI industry. As per the report, business clients account for around 40% of OpenAI's revenue, with that share expected to rise to half by the end of the year. OpenAI has previously said that ChatGPT serves more than 900 million weekly active users and has surpassed 50 million consumer subscribers. Meanwhile, the company has introduced a new security feature called Lockdown Mode, designed to help protect sensitive data from so-called prompt injection attacks, where malicious chatbot instructions are hidden in web pages and other content sources. When enabled, the feature restricts tools such as live web browsing, deep research, and agent mode. In an effort to reduce the risk of sensitive information being exposed, OpenAI said that Lockdown Mode is now being rolled out to ChatGPT business customers and eligible personal accounts.
Alright, whatever.
We the people.
We were talking NBA Finals just a little bit ago. Let's talk soccer now. The FIFA World Cup kicks off this week with the United States hosting 78 of the 104 matches across 11 different cities. First match is going to be Friday in Los Angeles. That's United States versus Paraguay. One of the big questions, of course, is the U.S. ready for these security challenges? News Nation national correspondent Ryan Bass joins us from Tampa, where they just hosted a FIFA exhibition match. Ryan, security officials are really fine-tuning what security is going to look like across the country for these games.
Yeah, Marky, they're preparing for everything from cyber attacks to AI risk, crowd surges, and even potential terrorist threats. But one of the biggest things on the FBI's watch list is drones. That technology has significantly increased since the last World Cup in Qatar in 2022, and that is one of the biggest concerns for security officials ahead of an event of this magnitude. I mean, we are talking millions and millions of fans. There's going to be over 100 matches for this World Cup, and specifically here in the U.S., we're talking about 78 of...
Like they're concerned about the fans' safety. They worry about that money, protecting that money. Yeah.
them. Federal officials are calling it the largest security operation ever tied to a sporting event. As White House World Cup Task Force Executive Director Andrew Giuliani put it, 78 Super Bowls in 39 days. Now, while officials say there are no credible threats right now, drones remain a major focus. The 11 U.S. host cities have received $250 million in federal funding for counter-drone technology, and law enforcement agencies have spent months preparing. Last year, just 5 major U.S. events had counter-drone protection. During the World Cup, all 78 matches and fan festivals in every host city will have this drone protection.
Our collaboration, our planning, and our commitment will leave a lasting legacy for FIFA and for every major event that comes to this state in the future. The world will be watching, and together we will make sure they see the very best of the United States of America.
Now, it's not just counter-drone technology. Some of the tools being used by security teams look like something out of a sci-fi movie. I mean, you're talking about AI-powered cameras, robot dogs, giant X-ray trucks, and even hunter drones, all tied together through command centers with federal, state, and local agencies, all cued in so they can monitor any potential threats. And keep in mind, the World Cup also overlaps with America's 250th birthday celebration. So we're talking about stretching security resources very thin across multiple major events that are going to be coming up this summer. But the real test after years of planning, Marky, that stress test will happen on Friday. That is the first match that's happening here in the United States. It is USA and Paraguay, as you mentioned, at SoFi Stadium in California. About 7 million visitors are expected to come here for the U.S. for this 6.5-week tournament. There's going to be
so much going on. And then some brothers talk about this is perfect for a pestilence to spread. I don't know, man. I don't know, but because these niggas still keep fucking around. I'm like, come on, man. Release some shit, man. For goodness gracious. Go ahead and release this shit. Stop fucking around. Anyway, let's get to the next one.
Performance, durability, affordability.
Your electric bill is going up, and it's not because of you. You didn't leave the lights on. You didn't buy some power-hungry appliance. The thing driving your bill up is sitting in a windowless building that you'll never enter, running an artificial intelligence you never asked for. And here's the part that should make you sit up. You are helping pay its electric bill. Let's start with a number that just doesn't feel real until you sit down with it. Data centers, the buildings that run AI in the cloud, now eat about 6% of all the electricity in the United States. 6% of everything for an industry most people couldn't point on a map. But that's the small version. Total demand from these centers is on track to nearly double in 3 years, from around 80 gigawatts to 150. To put that in human terms, it's like bolting an entire extra country with the power appetite of Spain onto the American grid in about 36 months. One single one of these hyperscale buildings can pull 100 megawatts. That's the electricity of 100,000 homes, just in one building. So picture the grid as a giant shared pipe. They just plugged an entire continent into your pipe. And when demand on a shared pipe shoots up, well, the price for everyone, well, it goes up, including you, who got no vote, no say, and no benefit from it all. The first thing that I promise you, the proof it's already real, meet a regular guy named John Steinbeck. In January, he opened his electric bill and it said $281. The month before, around $100. Nothing in his house changed. The grid around him did. And he's not some one-off freak case. He's the leading edge. Residential electricity prices jumped more than 7% in a single year. That's more than double inflation. In some states, it blew past 20%. And the forecasts say in certain states, power costs could climb more than 50% by the end of the decade. Driven in large, and the forecasts say in certain states, power costs could climb more than 50% by the end of the decade. All driven in large part by this build out. Now here's a reframe nobody puts on the evening news. When your bill goes up and it skyrockets, all to power a data center, that's not just a side effect, that's a transfer. Money is moving out of your account and toward the most valuable companies on earth. And it's happening through a piece of paper so boring, you almost don't open it. The boredom is the disguise. Most people will never connect these two things, and you just did. The second thing I promise? Well, we've got to figure out why the utility companies quietly root for the tech giants over you. Well, you've got to just follow the money because it's almost elegant. A data center is the best customer a power company has ever had. It never sleeps, never goes on vacation, pays for enormous steady demand. So utilities race to build new lines, new substations, new capacity to serve just them. But who pays to build all that new infrastructure? Well, in a lot of places, it gets folded into the rates, spread across, but who pays to build all that new infrastructure? In a lot of places, it gets folded into the rates, spread across every ratepayer. So you can end up subsidizing the wires that feed $1 billion, maybe even $1 trillion companies' AI, and then end up paying more for your own electricity on top of that. You're not just sharing the pipe, you might be helping fund their half of it. And the water. These centers run hot, so many of them drink staggering amounts of water to stay cool, in some of the driest places in the country. And here's the tell. The federal rules pushing this build out don't even require them to report how much water they actually use. When the people in charge don't want a number measured, well, that number is usually the hidden story. Here's where it turns, because people are catching on faster than the industry hoped. 7 in 10 Americans now say they do not want a data center built near their home. 7 in 10. That's not a fringe, that's a national.
Those people are considered to be extremists, terrorists. Yeah.
Mood. And it's not just opinion. Last year, local opposition blocked or delayed at least 16 of these projects. $64 billion worth of construction stopped in a town hall level. And it's not just opinion. Last year, local opposition blocked or delayed at least 16 of these projects. $64 billion worth of construction stopped at the town hall level by regular people who read the fine print. Not senators, not congressmen, not politicians, no, neighbors. Which sets up the thing I told you to wait for, because one state didn't just delay a project, it went after the whole model. The thing that you can actually do something about, well, in Maine, lawmakers advanced something the industry genuinely fears: a statewide moratorium, a pause on new data centers. Not a protest, a law. And if it holds, it becomes a template other states copy. The same way one state's idea always becomes 10. Because here's the pattern, and it's older than AI. Every gold rush in history runs on the same play. The company privatizes the profit and socializes the cost. They keep the gold, and the town keeps the polluted river. AI is just the newest mine, and your utility bill is the river. The only thing that has ever changed that equation, well, it's the people downstream finally noticing in time and showing up exactly where the decisions actually get made, which is your local utility commission and your state house, not DC. So the real question isn't whether AI is coming. It is. The question is whether you pay for it quietly, or whether you make them put the meter on their own building. Now, 2 things. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm tracking.
Anyway.
This car is always evolving, but this car is always.
I hate these fucking ads when they keep repeating the same damn.
This car is always.
There we go again, and it's probably gonna, cause this same ad, I play this shit before I hit record. It's 2 ads of the same shit.
It's evolving, but how much smarter can it get?
The goal is to really create all the entire ecosystem around the car.
And the mobile private network allows you to do that. Cars connect to infrastructure, opening up a wider range of possibilities.
This car.
See what I mean? It did it again. Same fucking ad.
Is always evolving.
I let the first one go, but the second one comes up is the same garbage.
But how much smarter can it get?
The goal is to really create all the entire ecosystem around the car.
And the mobile private network allows you to do that. Cars connect to infrastructure, opening up a wider range of possibilities.
The world's largest machine is so big it can be seen from space. In fact, it covers huge areas of the Earth's surface. Oh, wait, sorry, hold on. Give me the other side. There we go.
Our lives depend on electricity, if you haven't noticed already, and all of that electricity in almost all parts of the world is delivered to you by the grid. The world's biggest, most complicated machine ever built. And if you start to notice the grid, you'll see it everywhere. But it is so everywhere that people just kind of forget it.
For a long time, rich countries haven't had to think about their grids all that much. Their electricity demand has been pretty much flat since the 2000s. But times are changing.
The explosive growth of AI.
The rapid build out of data centers.
They're consuming enormous amounts of energy.
You have 4 companies now that are intending to spend over $300 billion this year.
With industries like AI and EVs growing fast, the world is predicted to use twice as much electricity by 2050.
And that's twice as much electricity, meaning twice as much more fossil fuel. And Esau and these other heathens pushing this shit so much, but then they talk about the climate. We gotta do something about reducing CO2 and all this other shit. And you know what I mean by reduce CO2 mean killing off a bunch of people and animals and all that shit. And that's what they say in the Georgia Guidestone, reducing the population by 500 million. And it's so fucking funny. I was just thinking to myself, how you goddamn heathens, when you people that boasting and pride, you low-level dumb motherfuckers from the so-called Chinese, white folks, and all you other dumb heathens, boast and brag about the things you have, while your own people are fucking you over with your money. They fucking you over with the fake ass food you eating. They fucking you over with these laws and all this other shit, and you want to put all your blame on everything on so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Indians, Israelites, and Specklebirds, but Israelites. How dare you, nigga? How dare you? And look, your own people, these motherfuckers are trying, they trying to destroy the whole earth with all this dumb shit, all this vain dumb shit, AI and all that. But then, especially black, they say, oh, black people are the worst of them all, the worst people of them all. Okay, alright. Anyway, meanwhile, your people want to microchip your ass and you eat the bugs and you know all this shit. I'm just so tired of this fucking place. I just felt like saying that because I am so fucking tired of this place and these goddamn people.
That's roughly a whole new USA's worth of electricity every 5 years. To make all that power and get it to where it needs to go, the world's grids need to evolve.
Which they ain't gonna never.
All that new infrastructure will cost...
All they gonna do is just go ahead and cut off electricity on the cattle. Shit. Yeah, they're gonna cut the power off. When they need the power, they gonna just cut it off on your ass.
Billions of dollars. But so did broadband internet. And that's ended up creating trillions of dollars of value. And some countries' grids are evolving faster than others.
In China, power generation has gone up 7 times since 2000. The battle to build the best grid is a battle to win the future.
And with more power,
Man, look how polluted China is. Shit, they air fucked up.
comes more opportunities. New ideas and technologies are in the works to massively upgrade the world's wiring.
It's spinning round at 1500 RPM.
Can it all happen fast enough to power the future? The answer is going to get a bit nerdy and technical. But we're all nerds here, right? Okay, good.
Oh my goodness, what the fuck? I'm hearing all that Atari, goddamn, Nintendo, NES sound effects and shit. What is this? The new power booms, blah blah blah. I wasn't expecting this. Now, I don't even want to play this video. I ain't feeling this shit. The introduction, I just don't want to feel it. Damn, fuck this shit. They ain't no damn. They're not gonna about to rebuild a power grid for AI. Fuck that. No, they gonna just say fuck that shit. We got enough. We just gotta turn the power off on the people. Anyway, that's all I can say, man. I don't have anything else, but let me read this scripture. That's all I have. Is just one scripture to read. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So Bible prophecies ain't gonna hold back on hold out for anyone. No, they're going forward because the Lord's making it go forward. And they got these heathens from Esau, Amalek, with Moab, Ammon, they pushing their AI, whatever AI shit. And man, they're polluting the planet at the same time with they retarded asses. And they were, like I said, going back to what I was saying earlier about these niggas here want to claim that they're so great and so better than these people. And I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You niggas poison the fucking earth every damn day. And you want to talk about something you better. You fucking faggots don't know shit. Goodness gracious. I ain't talking about you speckled bird that look like the heathen. I'm talking about the straight up heathen that got the spirit and the blood of a fucking musty ass heathen. You niggas fucking up my planet, bitch. And y'all niggas need to stop, and the Lord gonna come and make it stop. Anyway, that's all I gotta say, man. It's all this dumb shit they got going on with AI. Matter of fact, yeah, I got one more scripture to read. Cause these niggas boasting so much about AI, this shit gonna turn around and destroy their ass. And the Lord gonna make that happen. Psalm chapter 2, verse 1. Woe, why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Saying that we have created a new God, and his name is AI and all that shit. The hell with the higher power, most high and his son. The hell with them. We got something better than that. And these heathens saying stupid shit pretty much. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Yeah, you got Yahweh Shema Shai laughing. These heathens got Yahweh Shema Shai laughing. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai shall have them in derision. Have them in derision. Gonna have these heathens in a mockery. Looking like damn dumbasses. But that's all I gotta say. Let these heathens have their fun with this retarded shit. AI and this new world order want to get you people microchip. But you Israelites are taking heed. Good. And keep. All I can tell you, man, I'm short with words right now. I'm a little tired. I shouldn't be, and it's only 12 p.m. But it's whatever. But anyway, I'm closing out. But seek the Lord by seeking his prophets and take heed what to say and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai. By praying Yahweh Shema Shai, praising Yahweh Shema Shai, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shai, fearing Yahweh Shema Shai, and repenting to Yahweh Shema Shai. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and your trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shai, and stay humble. And for you few sisters out there, take it easy, keep your faith and trust strong. Yahweh Shema Shai, stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order. Yahweh Shema Shai. Peace and bless to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.